This is a Muscle Cat Media production. It's a warm Muscle Cat Studios. The aircon was disconnected today. We're in shorts. Doss is sweating bullets. But we are here ready to talk the NFL and all that's been going on this week. Curtis DeVoy, your QB3 with you. We've got our QB2, Christopher Hall, known as Hawley. No salute.
Oh.
And our QB1, Matthew Maidment, known as Doss. Boys, how are we? How are you going, Doss? I know it's warm in here, but we're surviving.
Sauna. I'm used to a good sauna, though, so I'm all right.
The pergola renovations continue. One of the tricks of the trade was the aircon being moved temporarily. So a couple of weeks of warmer temps. Of course, it's been, 17 degrees a day. The one day I move the aircon away, it turns into
unseasonably
26.
warm here today in Adelaide.
Unseasonably, but we're getting through. Hawley?
Poor planning from Kurt's behalf.
A little bit.
I would have looked at weather zone and noticed 27 degrees. Oh, let's not move the air conditioner that day.
Well, this project has already gone well beyond time, so I'm doing whatever I can.
Fair enough.
Now, Hawley,
Kurt.
we've been prepping for a little while. We've actually had...
I prepped for about 4 minutes.
And what was the rest of the time spent on?
On Sleeper, trying to work out trades and who's going to draft who.
So one of our Dynasty Leagues is up and running, not the official one of the show, another one that you and I just happened to be in. There's big news. I mean, it's a slow draft. When did it start? 8 p.m. last night?
7 p.m. last night.
And when was the first pick made?
Like at 11 o'clock this morning.
It's ridiculous. There was no timer set. The guy with pick one was in the UK.
But he's usually quite active. Like,
Yeah.
I've DM'd him. We've gone back and forth. The replies are usually fairly quick.
Yep. Must have been asleep for 15 hours
Maybe.
on holiday. Yeah, so that was a sluggish start. We've been doing some trading, and Doss, I'm happy to report there's a new trade agreement between Hawley and I.
Who caved?
The tariffs of the
You
past.
must have caved.
Well, it wasn't really
wasn't
a caving.
Why does he take it to the negative? It's good news, and he's already accusing us of...
Well, we had a whole segment on it last year on...
We did. That didn't even go to air in the end. Not much of it anyway.
Well, maybe he's learned his lesson. Don't betray his friends.
Okay.
Don't dig it back up. This is meant to be a positive.
I'm
Right?
just saying, you've
turned over a
learned.
new leaf. Well, I messaged Chris and I said, who started the trade? Did I start the trade?
You messaged me. Did you?
Can't remember.
What was the trade proposal?
The trade was I gave him Achan,
Chase Brown,
and a
207.
second round pick, and I got a couple of thirds and a 103 back.
and a 109.
Oh, and a 109.
It was basically 103 for Achan, 109 for Chase Brown, couple of mid-thirds for 207.
Yeah.
Which I was happy with because I needed running backs. And where I was in the draft, running backs weren't really going to fall my way. So I was pretty happy to take established guys that I'm just worried about a little bit about Chase Brown.
Point being, I
What
mean,
is that?
this is
There's
not
no
really,
other running back
Well,
in
that's it.
Cincinnati.
Yeah, that's it. But he's just not a big name guy, which doesn't matter. But
Yeah, I wasn't bringing this up to get into the machinations of the trade. It was more the point being we had an amicable trade. There were no arguments. I did not turn the screw. I did not try to squeeze every bit of juice out of the lemon as I
took half
like
an
to put
hour.
it. Took if that. And we got it done, and
Easy.
we're both happy this morning. So the show is on a good start, Doss.
Did you think of applying the in-division tax that Adam Peters replied on the phone call to Howie Roseman when Howie was trying to move up in the draft?
I've been applying that for 5 years and everyone hates me for it, so I decided not to this time. But there you go. Boys, we have a little bit of news today. There's only a couple of headlines, Doss, should we get into that first? You got anything to add before we get into the nitty-gritty?
I didn't have anything to add at the moment.
No? You sure? Okay.
Oh, unless you want me to tell everyone to subscribe to our podcast.
Well, I was sort of waiting for it, to be honest.
follow.
Can you look down the barrel of the camera and talk directly to the people on YouTube? Because there are a lot more watching on YouTube at the moment.
Make sure you hit the subscribe button below. You can like the video as well, of course. And if you're listening on Spotify, make sure you follow on Spotify and Apple.
That's right. We've almost hit 300 views for the mock draft episode. We've had, in the last 4 weeks, we've had 20,000 views on our shorts, or even more, 25,000. So people are starting to sit up and take notice of me on my couch and the three of us around the table. So
I'd like a Hawley short in that armchair in some Pat's gear.
We were trying to think of one before, weren't we, Hawley, to get you on the YouTube. Maybe a Patriots player that people haven't thought of for a while.
Am I not on YouTube? What do you mean?
Oh, he wants a dedicated Chris Hall
You in the armchair.
short. That one over there in the relaxation corner, the ones that I've been doing. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you want one? Have you done any of those, Doss?
No, I haven't been asked to, but I thought you'd be you'd be a good.
Oh, see, the thing is,
Segment
Dos,
to
when
it.
I do them at like 11 a.m. on a Tuesday, you're normally at your job.
This is true.
It's not a personal slight. It's more an availability thing.
I'd be keen to do one time.
Yeah.
Next
All right.
time I'm working out this way,
Okay.
I'll let you know. I'll come through.
Cool. Well, I need an air conditioner reinstalled if you want to do that.
I can try.
Okay.
Can't guarantee it will work.
All right. We got some headlines.
You need a toilet out here.
You know,
I need to go to the toilet,
do you?
but I don't want to get
Want
up.
to go now? You can go now.
No, I'll wait. I'll wait it out.
It's
It'd just be
you gotta
easy.
wait 55 minutes
It would be easier if the toilet was right here.
in your chair.
Oh, maybe. I was just gonna say.
Let's move on.
This is going in a weird direction. Come on, move
You
it
know
on.
what? It normally does at the start of the show.
Well,
Dos,
Adult,
we
not-
get
adult
but don't
diapers.
normally-
That's how committed we are to the show.
Outback QB branded.
Yeah.
Actually, if there's an adult diaper business listening out there and you want to sponsor us, we're always on the lookout.
I'll give it a crack.
And speaking of, we have some contract news, boys.
Oh,
Not NFL players, no. We have a re-signing for the Outback QB podcast. That is Jericho Australia.
There
the
you
Beard
go.
Boys
There we
are
go.
back on board officially for the next little while. So we welcome them back. Obviously a fan favourite of the show, Jericho. And look, it was a pretty easy negotiation. It was as easy as our trade last night because they wanted to come back and we wanted them back.
well,
so.
I actually had a haircut. Funny story about the haircut. I was at a job. Next door neighbor came over, just started chatting, and I said, "Yeah, Mum's birthday. I actually need to get a haircut." And he said, "Oh, I'm a hairdresser. Work from home." I was like, "Oh, do you?" He's like, "Yeah, come on over now. 11 o'clock on a Tuesday, getting a haircut." Anyway, he grabbed some beard oil and started to put it in my beard. And I said, "Oh, actually, I don't need it, mate. I've already got some."
Yes! I
And
don't
he's
use
like-
anything but Jericho.
He took a step back and I said, "I got Jericho Australia
Jericho Australia.
beard oil," and yeah, knocked him back, and I was very happy about it.
Mate, that wasn't planned. That is an ad-lib perfect story for our sponsor. Well done, JerichoAustralia.com. That's the first news. There's another big re-signing as well. The Suburban Brewer back on board, boys.
very
Just when you
exciting.
thought it couldn't get bigger.
Just getting deals done. This is like free agency day one.
Yeah,
Here
you
we
wonder what I
go.
do all day? This is what I'm doing. A Suburban Brewer. Of course, they were the hosts of our Super Bowl party, Dos. A very
Yes.
successful party it was. And it's a great venue there at Glynn. They got Glynn, I should say. They got one at Goodwood as well. They make their own beers, so Suburban Brew, look them up. Tony and Troy and the boys. We love those fellas. So that's another big bit of
Are
news.
we up for a couple of bonuses in that case?
You still have not invoiced me for... And I meant to talk to you about that. If you don't do that before June 30, I'm not paying you. You've
Is that
had
what it says
4
in the-
months already.
Is that
And
what it
once
says
the,
in the contract?
Well, once the financial year... Well, the contract's over by then. You can't
that's true.
invoice me for a contract that no longer
I suppose
exists.
I have to invoice you for it, don't I?
Plus,
Have
new
you
financial
began
year.
discussions yet with your agent, Chris, on a FY25?
I haven't
Contract?
yet. I'm a little bit of Lamar Jackson where I...
I do your own.
I do
Your
my
mum
own.
does your deals for you.
Hey, I'll get mum onto it.
Well, get Josie to ring me because I think she might be a little more efficient. So we got Jericho, we got Suburban Brew, and also, boys, there's a free agency signing, and I'm going to announce that next week.
Wait, what?
There's a new sponsor.
Ah, I thought you meant there was someone else coming on the podcast.
Yeah,
Replacing one of us.
Nugget's the fourth member.
I was like, am I out? Did you forget to tell me?
I forgot to tell you you've been demoted to the practice squad, Holly. No, you're all right, mate. You're safe for now. 2 bits of news, Dos. Real news.
What do you mean real news?
Well, real NFL news.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
it pales in comparison to our sponsors
Yeah.
coming back. We know how happy we are with Jericho and Suburban Brew. But George Kittle, he
Oh,
did
yeah.
re-sign for similar terms, actually, to us with Jericho and the Suburban Brew. 4 years, $76 million.
35 mil guaranteed, Hawley. So make sure you get that.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
I'll give you $35 guaranteed.
You get that on there. Highest paid tight end now.
By 0.1...
Yeah, just went
of a
past
million a year.
Trey McBride.
Yeah, just did
Yeah.
that thing where he has to beat him by 0.1 a year.
0.1.
Love it.
Yeah,
That's
100K.
But Dos, people have been saying it's quite a team-friendly deal for San Francisco. On the surface, they say 4 years, $76 million is huge and highest paid, but the $35 million guaranteed, it could have squeezed them for a little more. Do you think? And there's a few things in the restructurability of it that do allow San Fran to bail out if they need to.
They can get out of it at the end of 2027 without too much by way of dead cap.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's still 3 years.
With the way that the salary cap will project to
Yeah,
go
right.
up.
So
Yeah,
it's still 3. So that's still 34.
34 takes him to about age 34.
But still,
35. That's
he's
old.
he's as good as ever now, isn't
Yeah,
he?
he's
And
playing
we've
really
seen
well.
with Kelsey guys and other tight ends, they can go to 34, 35 pretty well. So that's not bad.
Yeah.
The other bit of news as well, before we move on, is Washington. You said, Dos, that apparently they're hosting the 2020 7 draft.
Next year's one's in Pittsburgh,
Yep.
2026 draft, and there is not officially been announced, but sources and word is spreading that the 2027 one will be held in Washington, the city of Washington.
Your boy's supposed to announce it.
My boy.
Donald Trump,
Is he?
apparently.
He's
Going to
he?
come out with Roger and announce it together.
Really?
That's what I heard.
Wow.
Could have been fake news. I'm not sure. But
Well, there you go.
yeah.
Maybe he'll just generate an AI picture of him announcing it and post that on Truth
probably.
Social. You'd be excited about that, Dos. It
That's
should be a
cool.
Super Bowl winning team by then. They'll win 2026 Super Bowl with Jaden Daniels and they can host the draft.
Well, it's cool because they've also spoken about the new stadium
Yes.
announcement back to RFK, which is closer to the city of Washington as opposed to where they are currently, which
Yes.
is closer
Sticks.
to Baltimore
Yep.
than what it is Washington. So that would be awesome for the city and for the team because fans have been crying out for that. That hasn't officially been signed off yet, but it's getting close.
Like it. All right, they're the 2 bits of news that obviously were overshadowed by the sponsor announcements. But we've got more to come. It's a big show. Let's go. Boys, the draft is done, and we started this last year. Post-draft, we did a bit of boom or bust for the first year of these players. Just an immediate gut reaction when I say these names, boom or bust. Now, last year we did all 32 of the first rounders. I'm not going to do that again. We've got 20 players, not all first rounders, but all exciting in their own way. So a few less guards and offensive tackles.
I
this
noticed you
year.
didn't put too many of the O-line
Didn't put
boys
too many
in.
Well, that's not. I'm not throwing shade on them. It's
Yeah,
more
you
that
are.
they're so hard to. Well, hang on. You're the guy who used to call them witches' hats in
Guards.
early episodes.
Guards.
No, that was O lineman, Dos.
Guards.
Anyway, we'll dig up the tapes. Point being, it's a little harder to assess the offensive lineman in year one, right? They take so long to develop and
Yeah,
all that
that's
sort of
fair.
stuff. So
All right.
let's chuck out a few names that are a bit more tangible and we can assess them in 12 months' time, whether they have boomed or busted in year one. All right? Hawley. And I just want gut reactions here. Say the word and very little justification. Cam Ward, Tennessee
Bust.
pick one. Bust. Not confident at all. Dos.
Boom. I don't
Boom.
want to throw shade on him too early. Jeez.
Well, we're going to throw shade on all of these guys early.
Oh, okay.
They haven't played at all yet.
It's basically a
idea
shade
of
throwing
the-
exercise.
Well, only if you throw bust on it. Yeah, anyway.
All right. Well, sorry. I know I said we wouldn't elaborate, but what do you think he produces in year one then, Dos? Cam Ward.
I think he can produce more than what Will Levis certainly produced.
Mm.
Improved O-line. I don't know if it's going to equate to a 7 or 8 wins,
Mm-hmm.
but I think they'll get a bit more production in Tennessee this year.
I hope he boosts. I really like him.
Boosts, booms.
I hope he
Booms,
booms.
yeah.
So.
Just had another category boost somewhere in the middle.
Gets a boost halfway
Bump
through.
up.
Speaking
Bump
of boost, I'm going to boost this segment by adding some jazz in the
Good
background
idea.
while we chat. There we go. Oh, yeah, I like that. All right, Travis Hunter. No, but Dos not happy with it.
It's not- I thought something a bit more upbeat. But
Oh,
all right,
I've got
we've
that too.
gone-
Hang on, I've got that.
We've gone coffee lounge. So, all right.
too. Well, I reused
Do you have a
this-
good coffee machine here, Kurt?
Doesn't have a toilet.
No.
I think we need a coffee machine in here, Hawley. Maybe over
Yeah,
there
'cause it's
next
not
to
hot
the-
enough. I'm already sweating my ass off in
over
here.
there. Well, you can make iced lattes, can't you?
Yeah, you can, yeah.
Hawley could go an iced latte.
Oh, yeah. Hot chocolate. Not today, obviously,
Yeah.
because the aircon's out. It's the hottest day that we've had in the
3
last
years.
couple of months. But
But you see what the jazz music did? It just opened up a nice coffee chat,
Yeah.
didn't it? So I reckon we're going to roll with it. Travis Hunter. Dos. Boom or
Boom.
bust.
Boom.
On both sides of the ball,
Doesn't matter.
I think as a player, he booms.
As
Yep.
a, yeah.
he booms. Abdul Carter.
Boom.
Boom.
Ted McMillan.
Boom.
Bust.
Oh, give me a spell. Don't throw shade on him this early in his career. Gosh. You might
I
have
shouldn't
he's a-
actually.
I hope he's a boom.
I
I just
should
took
be-
him at pick 3 in the draft.
Yeah,
I-
I'm booming. He's big boy.
I should
Bryce
be-
is going to
doesn't
throw
get
to him.
separation though.
Well, he doesn't need it when he's like 6'19".
I'd like to see a bit more.
Terry doesn't get separation, but
Yeah,
he's the best
but
receiver. in the-
Terry's on another level.
This
Terry's
argument
up
is-
here.
It's got to get used a million times, isn't it?
Just come on, you just got to prove him. I don't want to sound too hard on. harsh
Sent you
on
an
Terry.
email, mate.
You sent me an email.
He just invoiced him.
Yeah.
Did you really? I was really hoping
That'll be in your inbox unread for until June 29.
Well, there goes most of the sponsorship money we just signed.
Don't threaten me like that.
I didn't threaten you. I'm trying to give you money.
Oh, I don't get it by Drew 30. You don't get it at all.
Well, I got you moving, didn't it?
Yeah, it
It has
did.
literally been 3 months since you signed. Colston Loveland, boom or bust?
Boom.
I don't think he can bust because if he doesn't grab the ball, Michael Mayer is just going to be a really good blocking tight end, right?
Right.
So is he? Are we talking Colston?
Michael Mayer. Where does he factor?
Because everyone's going to factor him as a bust because he was picked 35.
Sure.
He's not going to
yeah,
get 1,000. He's not going to have his 1,000 yards a year.
Yeah.
But he's probably going to turn into a really good blocking tight end, play for 10 years, is what it is.
Maybe.
So is Colston, maybe. Are we talking Colston needs to be 1,000 yard per year receiver to
See,
boom?
it's a
Or
good
can he
question.
just sit there and be the...
In an offense with a lot of weapons currently.
So he can sit there, block, and I think for a pick, I suppose we're talking pick 10 tight end, aren't we? So he has to have he has to be a production tight end.
Boom or bust, mate?
Yeah, bust.
I went boom.
You went boom.
I like Colson Lovell. I think he's a good player.
Here's another guy you like.
He
And
only
you're
had 500 yards in college. Like,
Injuries.
oh, that's
so Anthony
still
Richardson.
doesn't project well. Michael Williams, you like him, don't you, Doss?
Yeah, boom.
San Francisco Edge.
Boom.
Boom, double boom. And you didn't take him in the mock draft.
No, I'm still kicking
your
myself
biggest regret in
over
life,
that.
isn't it?
It's not about life.
Well, are we
but-
supposed to add GST
What is
to
your biggest
our
regret
total?
in life, Doss? Well, we got the Jazz music.
I don't really have. Well, significant question.
We'll do that one of the mini apps in the off season.
Yeah.
Biggest regret.
Well,
Not sure.
Okay.
Like, I'd have to have a decent think about it. I try not to keep regrets.
Not
you can't
start-
dwell.
not-
You got to look forward, fellas.
not starting the podcast earlier.
Well, it wasn't my idea to
We'd
start
have
one.
4,000 subs by now.
Well, close,
Australia.
aren't we?
Maybe taking that long time off that we did back in year one.
Yeah, having a break, family time.
That wasn't
That's our
really
big
your
regret.
decision, though, was it?
Hey,
That wasn't really your
No, it
decision,
wasn't.
though, was it?
What am I being blamed for here?
This feels like
For
that,
letting you guys have time
This
with your
feels like that
families.
Christmas episode, remember? Where I was really
What
drunk.
are you drinking there? Sparkling water, yeah? We seem unhinged tonight.
I need to crack mine.
I think it's because
please.
I'm so hot.
I'm actually a little delirious at the moment, to be honest.
This is a good time to do that. Shirtless gritty, all of us together.
All right, Tyler Warren.
Boom!
Boom.
Okay, Shamar Stewart, Cincinnati defensive end.
He will boom. He has to in Cincinnati. They need him to.
Okay.
I'm going to say boom because I'm not as down as people like you are, Kurt.
People like me.
Yeah. Well, you are.
I am, yes. But what's a person
Creating
like
a
me?
little reel saying Bengals draft and then throwing Shamar Stewart in. He had a lot of
NFL.com, mate.
pressures.
They were the
Oh,
31st,
NFL.com.
31st. And this was, I checked that after I did my reel, to be honest. I did it myself, and then I checked NFL.com's ratings of the draft.
Did they do
were
it-
31st.
Did they do an F grade on players that haven't played yet?
No, they didn't.
Tyler Warren gone.
Oh, no, in the draft. What was
Yeah.
the next pick?
He hasn't gone yet. I'm checking my
Benny
DMs.
89's got 2 picks in a row, and then I'm on the clock.
He said, send my best offer for 208.
208, 108,
108.
surely. Oh,
All right.
gosh. Well, I can't send an offer now. Can you tell him,
Said
wait
to-
an hour?
He told me
Oh,
to
you,
send
not
the
to the
best offer,
thread.
not you.
What are you sending him? And who? Oh, are you trying to get
Keep
Judkins?
it confidential. Move on. What
Are
are
you
we
trying
up
to get
now?
Judkins?
I'll take Judkins. I like Judkins.
Okay. All right, then. I wish you all the best. Where are we at? Tyler Warren, Shamar Stewart, Amika Ibuka.
Boom. I feel like he's a JSN. This year, he'll have 600 yards. Like, there won't be a lot there unless one of the big boys get injured.
But he'll show enough.
He'll show enough, and then he'll do the JSN. Like, last year, JSN came on as the guy.
It's exactly the JSN model, isn't
Yeah, boom.
it? Like it. Let's keep going. Jade Barron, Denver.
Oh,
20.
boom. No fly zone in Denver. Here we go.
Nah, I'm just going to bust into a Noi Quag.
You know, I've heard some criticism that they didn't go another weapon for Bo Nix, and they went a nickel instead. We like Barron, but there was just a bit of unrest about the choice, but we'll see how it turns out. Amari and Hampton, the running back for the Chargers, Doss.
Boom.
Boom. In that offense.
Matthew Golden, don't even need to ask this one. Wide receiver, Green Bay.
Boom.
Not convinced, Hawley?
Bit of a reach. Nah, boom.
No, I don't think it's a reach.
Absolute
I think it's
boom.
good.
I can't see. He has to go in as wide receiver 1 off the bat, doesn't he, Doss?
I don't know if he'll be.
Depending on
him and
position.
I don't know if he'll be
Yeah.
one, because Watson's out with the ACL. So
I'm really excited to see that offense.
am
I
I.
think it's going to be good.
he's going to be a great deep throw. Can't wait to see it.
It feels like the missing piece of the puzzle, doesn't it? It feels like it. Number 26 overall pick, James Pierce Jr. Atlanta. Surely he's a boom.
Yeah, boom.
You're not as convinced,
Boom.
Doss.
Yeah.
What's your worry on Pierce? JPJ.
Just Atlanta. I don't know. No, I think you'll be all right, actually. I think you'll be good.
Jaden Higgins, Houston, pick 34, the wide receiver.
Boom.
I like
like him.
Higgins. I think they got a good pick there.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Judkins, Quinchon Judkins, the running back for Cleveland.
Yeah, I think he just rolls into Chubb's role and rolls into the role and just
Boots Jerome down the road and
yeah,
takes
pretty
RB1.
well. I think Jerome still has a role as a receiver. I think Judkins is more of like a 40 catch kind of guy.
Yep.
So there's probably room for someone else to catch the ball. But Chubb wasn't a big receiver of the ball either, was he?
No.
So I think he rolls in that Chubb role.
Chubb just went at 13 yards per carry. That's what helped him in his career.
He's still unsigned as well.
Yeah, still a free agent.
His body must be cooked.
Well, yeah.
Dos?
Just see him signing with a contender early on in the season.
KC. He'll go to KC. Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, never know. What?
Judkins?
Oh, boom.
Trayvon Henderson at New England?
I like him.
Running back? You do. You thought he would go before Judkins.
I did.
So did many people.
So I'm on him. Boom.
Yeah.
I think he'll go well,
Henderson?
and I think he'll.
Oh, absolutely.
I think he'll take over Ramondre pretty quick.
I think he's a bit of a Kamara-like setup.
So he's the guy with the more complete skill set. Can catch, can run, can do all that stuff.
Judkins, I think, will just be like,
He's the
get out of my
downhill
way.
runner. Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah.
Stevenson is probably a fumble away from having 3 carries per game.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought that was him not long ago. Tyler Shaw, the quarterback, New Orleans.
I just keep seeing bad clips, bad memes about
ya?
him. Like throwing the ball.
You can do that about anyone.
You can.
That's the only.
But when you keep seeing him,
You should
they
see the
just
clips I have
sit
of you.
there. Oh, they wouldn't be good. One's in America.
No, I deleted them. I did.
Thank gosh. Your phone never got hacked. Yeah, we were screwed.
The cloud.
Bust for Tyler.
Does he play?
Yeah, straight off the bat.
Yeah, I think he'll play.
Week one?
If Carr's injured, he'll play week 1.
You reckon they don't go Rattler?
No, I don't
Love him?
think.
I don't think there's any point in drafting him if they're going to go Rattler week 1.
That's true. 3 names to go. Trey Harris. We haven't spoken much about
Oh,
Trey.
boom.
Wide receiver Chargers.
Yeah.
55. Like it?
Highest yards per catch.
Yep.
In college football last season.
Been
Just
a lot of juice in there.
downfield weapon. Yeah, I like him.
I like him as well. I was looking into him last night, actually.
A little bit of fantasy.
I think
about it.
the only thing that might hold him back is that will be a run-heavy offense, as it always is.
And you've also got Ladd, who is a very target-heavy receiver.
Yeah,
He was
well, they
in
play
year
different
1.
positions. So
Yeah,
Ladd
sure.
is the guy that will get the targets.
Lads in the slot.
Yeah.
So that'd be fine.
So does this spell the end for Quinton Johnston's target share, really? If you've got Harris going downfield? Not really.
I think so.
No, I don't think so, because you still need. They've still got that third with Johnston, so
Just builds
it's
their
a
room out.
much better. And then you've got Mike Williams as your veteran for depth. Well, Hope is healthy this season, so much more complete looking offense for the Chargers than what it was this time last year.
Does look better. And last one. Last 2, but I'll do it as one. Gabriel. Why did I keep saying Gabriel last week? Dylan Gabriel, Cleveland, 94 overall.
Bust.
Should do a Sanders, Cleveland.
Bust.
Both bust. No quarterback will ever succeed in Cleveland.
I think they'll both bust. And I think Cleveland are prepared for it.
Yeah,
With their 2 draft picks next year.
I think you're right too.
I am going to chime in and change my tune on Sanders. I reckon this story has another twist. I reckon he's going to play pretty well this
Do you
year.
think there's enough natural talent there?
I don't know. I just love the drama of it, and there's something telling me that he's going to turn this around and prove people wrong. Not be the best quarterback in the world, but he'll be clearly the starter in Cleveland after a month, and he'll be good enough to make them...
After a month,
Yeah, I think so. And he'll be good enough to make them think whether they spend their pick early next year.
Flacco probably only has to win 2 games in the first month, and he'll be the starter.
But he also only has to lose 1 game and he's gone because there's no point in sticking with him.
It's the
It's depends what they want out of the year, Cleveland.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. They play
Stefanski
Flacco.
needs to keep his job.
Play Flacco, they win like 7 or 8 games.
Hmm.
Go 7-10. They play Sanders and
That's
Gabriel,
their
they probably
ceiling.
win like 4.
What's the long-term
3.
benefit in playing Flacco this year? Now that you've got 2 rookies, like you said last week, you may as well just play those 2 guys.
It's saving the franchise in terms of fans, people coming to the game, and other players within the team not wanting to leave because you're a laughingstock.
But I think more fans would come to the game out of curiosity to see Shadua Sanders than they would Joe Flacco.
I think they will at the start of the year, but if they're 0-8 and these guys are getting smashed every week,
Yeah.
then no one in the team wants to be there. And then you got Joe Flacco who will walk in and be like, yeah, I can take you 3-5 to finish the year.
They don't
or-
want another Deshaun Kaiser 0-16 year. Can you imagine? Oh my gosh. All right, that's not the last time a Sanders name is going to be mentioned tonight. We'll mention Dion a bit later on, Hawley. What have we got next? We got some power rankings, Dos. They are back. Let's go. Doss, at random times in the year, we like to turn to you, your wisdom, your knowledge, your opinion for power rankings. And we won't do all 32 tonight, but I want to know your top 10 now that...
Rattle through all 32.
Well, I know you're capable.
Where's our pyramid of power, by the way? What happened to that? We scrapped that after
I'm meeting with the Stubby Club soon.
Yeah.
Next week. So if we decide to renew and they re-sign, I mean, there's a lot going on, as you can tell, off field at the moment. If they re-sign, then sure, we can bring that pyramid of power. But, these slots are valuable. These segments, I got so much gold coming out that if someone wants one, they got to pay for it, Doss.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Didn't realise. Hawley, can you get ready? Because I want you to start throwing me the teams as I call them out. Can we get some music going, Curt? Bit upbeat.
But you want me to throw you the teams?
Yeah. Or chuck me the team as I call
How
them
hard
out.
do you want me to throw them?
No, we'll just lob them to me so I can catch it and show it on the screen.
He's trying to do his trade offer. Have you just made an offer for Benny?
Yeah, I did.
What did you offer him?
I offered him what was fair on KTC.
Which was?
207 and 209 for 108, which I think he'll reject, but I'm hoping he just doesn't just say, nah, see you later.
Okay.
Hoping he comes back with a little bit of something.
As you're talking about fantasy, I just turned to my left and watched Cam Newton prime highlights from 2015.
Now there's some fantasy football prowess, Doss.
There we go. Look at this.
It's all happening in the studio tonight.
Throwing dimes.
You know what? It's the day where we don't have the aircon, but I have pretty much every electronic item on. The fridge pumping, blasting out heat, TV, 3 cameras. All right. Who's up first, Doss?
Number 10, Hawley, Denver Broncos.
Oh.
Let's go. Don't throw it like you peanut. Ah.
Oh, we're only doing top 10 power rankings.
Yes, we are.
Top 10.
Denver Broncos, number 10. Now, you still got me on there.
Yeah, gotcha.
Okay. Bo Nix, fantastic rookie season. You have to believe in Sean Payton.
I believe.
30-year-old tight end Evan Engram, 9 games last season. They bring him in as a weapon. Drake Greenlaw, bad quad injury now off season.
Has he?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Not looking good. Did it in training last week, so that's not promising, unfortunately. And Hafunga, who they got at safety in the off season. All those got, well, Hafunga's healthy. We've talked about Jade Barron before, pick 19. Love him, no fly zone.
Sorry, to clarify, is Hafunga healthy? Did you say
he's healthy at the moment?
Okay,
yeah.
Thank goodness.
I said Barron at pick 19. He wasn't at pick 19. He was at pick
20.
Sorry, yes.
How dare you make such a monumental mistake?
I know. And I love this defense. If it's healthy, this defense will be the best defense in the league next season. My Denver Broncos. And RJ Harvey in the backfield, running back. No. He is super talented, Hawley. Keep your eye on him.
Harvey and Bryant, they're 2 pickups. Sounds like a law firm. I didn't know much about either of those guys before they got picked early.
Desperately needed. When things weren't going well for Knicks last season on the pass game, they had nothing on the run game.
Oh, they needed a running back. I'm just saying I'm not sure RJ Harvey's the answer, but
I think so.
Remains to be seen.
But Broncos 10. Hawley, Chargers 9. Up there.
Chargers.
He didn't even get him out on the preliminary list.
Chargers. There we go. That's better. Look at that. Jim Harbaugh and GM Joe Ortiz should be very happy with their off-season so far. Khalil Mack back on a 1-year deal. We love that. They added Andre James on the O-line. Mekhi Becton in free agency, Curt, on the interior. Bolster that. Najee Harris, Hawley's boy, on a 1-year deal. And importantly, we've got Najee with Amari and Hampton. Nice little backfield. Run heavy, offensive
That's a tough backfield.
Greg Roman, he's all about that. And Trey Harris, who we just spoke about. Yep. I love that pick. Wide receiver in the second round. So they're the Chargers.
Number 8,
the LA Rams.
Oh,
Hawley, come on, what are you doing?
Well, I've got the top 10 teams here.
What top 10 teams?
You haven't even got KC out.
Yeah, you got 2 KC.
Oh, sorry. My apologies.
He's got, here we go, LA Rams.
They're number 1 and 2.
Quiet on draft day. Well, not quiet. I mean, they traded their first round pick and gained Atlanta's first next year, which could be very handy. Terrence Ferguson, the tight end who they took in the second round. I like him. I spoke about him when we did our little tight end grouping going back about a month or so ago.
Him and Arroyo. Who did you have higher out of him and Arroyo?
I think I had Ferguson.
I think you did too.
Yeah, I like him out of Oregon. He's a playmaker. They have a young team on defense that's only going to get better. Devontae Adams replaces Cooper Kupp. I like that just because Devontae is much more available than what Cooper Kupp is at this stage of his career. So to me, Rams 8. Now Hawley,
number 7.
7. Oh no, don't throw this. My Packers, because I got Packers in the stubby holder here. Matthew Golden at wide receiver, love it. Christian Watson out with the ACL, I don't love that. They bolstered the O-line in the offseason. They took the guard out of Banks out of San Francisco in free agency. They got Anthony Belton in the second round. Savion Williams in the third round, another wide receiver.
Sleeper.
At a TCU. Sleeper, I like it. And Nate Hobbs in the secondary in free agency at corner. So I don't mind what the Packers have done. It
was a quiet build.
Yeah.
Golden was the one that got everyone excited, but
certainly got me excited.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Hawley,
6.
Commanders,
Number
Washington
6.
at 6. Where are you? Where's Washington?
Where is Washington?
I don't think we have it.
We got Washington.
We definitely do. You knocked a mug off, too. Look.
Jeez.
It must be. It might. Oh, you're using it.
I'm using it.
Oh, Hawley's using it. Hold it up,
hold it
Hawley.
up.
Washington Commanders. There we go.
On the YouTube. Check the YouTube.
Turn it around.
I can keep it in there.
And now
Yeah.
we got that when it was the Washington football team. So it's
Yeah.
not a Commander's stubby holder. It's a football team one, but you get the point.
That's it. Once again, GM Adam Peters should be pleased. Loving this offseason. Bring in Deebo Samuel, little tick. Bring in Laramie Tunsil, left tackle, tick. Re-sign veteran Bobby Wagner and Zach Ertz at tight end, tick, tick. Javon Kinlaw, I'm not as excited about, but I can see where they went there with John Allen leaving in free agency. They addressed needs in the draft, bolstered the O-line with Josh Connolly Jr.
Yes.
And Trey Amos at corner, who slid to the second round, who you like,
I
Kurt.
like Amos.
So they addressed their needs there. We like that. Hawley, give me the Lions at 5, please.
Ooh.
There we go.
Keep going, Dos.
They made some smart moves in free agency, the Lions. Brought in DJ Reed for less money than Carlton Davis at corner. They bolstered the defensive line with Tyleik Williams, their first-round pick. It's hard to question GM Brad Holmes, right, on there, and the line scouting department of what they've done over the last 4 or 5 years, fellas. They still have one of the best O-lines in football, probably the most dynamic offense in football. They just need their defense to be healthy. Hutch comes back in, but the new offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator will be interesting. So I had to have the Lions at 5 here.
4 left, Dos. 5 teams to pick from.
Oh,
4 left.
here we go.
Hawley, give me...
5 teams to
Hold
pick
them
from.
up to the camera.
5 teams to pick from, fellas.
He's got, for the listeners only, he's got the Bengals, the Bills, the Chiefs, the Eagles, and the Patriots. I wonder which one misses out.
Yeah, there's a couple that are going to miss out. Give me the boys.
No, he's going to have Baltimore instead of the Bengals.
Oh, Baltimore.
Give me the boys from Arrowhead, KC.
Wait.
4. Yeah.
Wait, so you don't have Cincinnati in your top 10?
4th, Chiefs.
4th?
You got bull rushed in the Super Bowl, Kurt. Franchise tag on Trey Smith.
I'll bull
I need
rush
that
you,
one.
mate.
I'll need that one in a minute. Josh Simmons.
What, him?
Bull rush.
Bull rush.
Right.
Jalen Moore, is he going to solidify a left tackle spot?
No,
Kurt?
he's not.
Oh, jeez.
He's not.
Going to need him too. But we like Josh Simmons.
Yes.
If healthy, I think he's the best tackle in this draft. Omar Norman Lott on the D-line. Ed Ashton Gillott. Would you like him?
Yeah, I think they were okay. Like I said, I like the day 3 picks better, but I think it was a very good draft.
Royals as well.
Love Royals.
Instantly improved the pass rush, so Gillott and Norman Lott. And
did.
I trust in Brett Veach on his drafting, especially on defense.
So do
So
I.
the offense has got to be more explosive this offseason. They'll get Rashi Rice back off that knee injury.
And I think a couple of boys were questioning Georgie Karlaftis, maybe myself included, when we got him a few years ago, and he's turned out to be an absolute stud. So
Yeah, poor take by you then. I remember it. Hawley, give me the
Number
boys from
3.
Orchard Park at number 3, the Bills. There we go. Buffalo Bills address the defensive side of the ball with their first 5 picks in the draft, fellas. One of the best offenses in the league last season, and the defensive side of the ball has been their Achilles heel when it comes to playoffs. Maxwell Hairston at corner, we love him. Not just because he's a great player, but just because he got around
Good dude.
everyone in the green room as they were walking out. He's
a lot
gonna
of good dudes.
Yeah, start nicely next to Christian Benford, one of my boys. TJ Sanders in the second round, defensive tackle, go next to Ed Oliver nicely. And they extended Greg Rousseau and Terrell Bernard. And of course, they have the reigning MVP in Joshua Allen. So that's why they're number 3.
Number 2.
Number 2. Well, he didn't throw him to me. Would have been nice if he did. Ravens.
Little
Baltimore.
high? Little high?
2. What? Malachi Starks in the first round, safety, was a hole that they needed to fill. They did. Mike Green falling to them at pick
That's
59. Edge rush, as long as the off the field stuff can sort itself out. They re-signed Ronnie Stanley at left tackle. That was their big one in free agency that they had to get done, and they did early on before the market went up. And they're taking a 1-year flyer on DeAndre Hopkins.
Yep.
I don't mind it. A bit of extra depth. He won't see the targets and won't be relied on as much as probably what Kansas City needed him to. But I like that. Zay Flowers will come back healthy too.
All right, give us
And
number 1 before this song runs out.
number 1, of course, is the Philadelphia Eagles, reigning Super Bowl champions. Yes, they lost some defensive pieces in free agency, but Jahad Campbell fell to them at linebacker position in the first round. He should help out immediately. Re-signed Zach Bourne. They re-signed who they wanted to. early on, and that was a key thing. And they let go, I think, players that they were comfortable to let go of and didn't want to pay outrageous prices for. So you can't not have the reigning Super Bowl champions at number one, despite a fairly quiet off-season.
Who was the one team that you were thinking of putting in the 10 and you just couldn't squeeze them in, Dos? Was it the Bengals or were there others?
The Buccaneers were in there.
Yeah, yeah.
I had Tampa because I like what they've done this offseason, re-signing Godwin for under market value, Levante David bringing him back, Amika Ibuka, at receiver. So I like what they've done and the deals that they got done early on in free agency. And the one that I thought about the most was the Texans, and I just couldn't get there because I just don't think that they've addressed the O-line. I like...
well, it's gotten worse.
Yeah. I just don't...
Not only have they addressed it, they've actively dismantled it.
Yeah. Well, they didn't really help it in the draft either.
Well, we talked about that, didn't we? They got rid of the guys that weren't playing well, but then who did they replace them
They
with?
didn't really bring
But
anyone
they also got
in.
rid of Tunsil, who, he was no scrub, as Dos would put it.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a great power ranking segment, Dos. Well done.
One of the best DOS.
We've got another
Welcome.
DOS segment coming up soon.
I know I got another segment coming up.
Whoa, let's go. He's on the clock twice in a row. Look at him. He's battling. He's sweating bullets. It is
where you
warm.
need a
It is
fit aid.
warm, but the energy's high. Now, just before we get to trivia, and I'll cue up the song, we're going to have three segments with songs in a row. Hawley, quick update on your trading. What's going on with Benny?
He wants 203, 207, and I've sent him 207 and 209. Now, I think 203, 207 for 108 is fair.
Yeah.
But I've got a guy at 203 that I want, and I don't think will slip back any lower. So I can't give up my 203.
But you really want Judkins?
Well, no, I really
Probably
want him.
It's probably a fair. It is a fair offer.
3
for
and
Benny.
7.
It is fair.
Yeah, I said
can
that
you
to
get back
him.
a third rounder?
I said, yeah, I agree. It's fair, mate. I just have a guy at 203 I don't think will slip any lower.
Okay. So what's happening? Is it off?
He's typing. And he's been typing, and then it stops. Like the 3 dots come up and go away, and come up and go away. And Dos is trying to talk to me. I'm like, I don't care at the moment. The dots are disappearing and coming back. I need to know what he says.
Talk to your crush on MSN Messenger. Never more
And then
nervous moment.
you log in and log out, and then log back in, so they see that you've logged in again.
Yeah, you see the girl's name with one capital, one lowercase, one capital, one lowercase, and you know she's the one. She's the one. But then all of a sudden she's offline, Chris, and you can't figure out why. Did her mum pick up the phone and the dial-up internet disconnected, or does she just hate me? That's what I could never figure out. Anyway, Doss's trivia time. Let's get going. What do you got for us?
All right, fellas. Amika Ibuka became the 7th Ohio State wide receiver drafted within the first 3 rounds since 2019. Who were the other 6 wide receivers?
Chris Olave.
Correct.
JSN.
2022. Jackson Smith and Jigba, 2023.
Marvin Harrison.
2024, yep.
I'm sitting back and watching because this is your...
Yeah, I do remember those 3 because all of these guys played together.
DeMonta Smith? No.
Nice.
All those 3, I think, almost played.
Yeah, see, college teams are my
there's
weakness.
one more that you're missing that played with them. Your other boy,
Hell, it was only like...
who you proclaimed to be a top 5 wide receiver with a certain quarterback.
Oh, Georgie.
Oh, Garrett Wilson.
Garrett
That's
Wilson.
Right. Yeah.
2022 as well. So
'Cause
you've got the first 4.
I think JSN had like a crazy year with those guys ahead of him. And then he got drafted later, so he was always going to be a good player.
You got the last 4, sorry. So then you got 2 more. Then there was a gap to 2 in 2019.
I'm going to be absolutely no help.
Sorry,
This is my
say that
weakness.
again. 2 in 2019. Where did Chase went LSU, Jefferson went LSU.
Yep.
2019. What are we now?
One is really hard. I'll say the Colts to help you in 2019. One was pretty difficult.
The Colts.
Played for the Eagles last season.
Ooh, hang on now. So he was drafted in the first round, is it? Was he? Is that the question?
Within the first 3 rounds.
Okay, first 3 rounds. He was drafted to the Colts and he went to the Eagles.
And then the Giants in between that, I think. Well, hold on.
Ooh.
Yes.
Giants.
4 seasons with Indy, 1 with the Giants, and last season with the... he only played 5 games last season.
Indy, Giants, Eagles. Not Quintez Cephas. Not... there is a name on the tip of my tongue. Give us initials. This may be bad.
PC.
Hey?
PC.
PC.
Something Campbell.
Oh, Paris Campbell.
Paris Campbell.
Yes.
There you go.
Okay. 2 to go.
Now you got one more.
1 to go. Drafted 2019.
Paris Campbell was round 2, pick 20. Round 2. Yes, he was.
What
Back end of the second round.
what team did the other guy get drafted to in 2019? Oh, is this too easy? Jeez.
Yeah, you'll get it straight away if I.
That just heaps the pressure on us. Go on.
Washington.
Terry McLaurin.
Terry McLaurin.
Yes, he finds another way to work him in.
You wanted a draft
It's
question,
good. It's a
and I
great-
gave you a draft question.
I'm not criticising the question. It's a good question.
We never question the trivia.
No, we don't. That's not the way the segment works, is it?
That's right.
All right, let's let this song wrap up.
Do that. Oh, sorry.
God damn it. Perfect transition ruined. Go on, Chris.
I want that kind of trivia every week, Dos.
You nailed it. You've
Yeah,
on
those
a
ones are
roll
fun.
there.
Those ones are fun. I like them. And I think I probably would have been even better if I wasn't trying to make
Still
a trade
trying.
happen.
Yeah.
Type the trade as I'm thinking of these Ohio State.
How does that trivia differ to normal weeks?
Oh, that one was like a real fantasy football relevant
Oh,
one.
and college stuff,
recent wide receivers from Ohio State. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, just
Just
further exposing me for only pretending players exist once they hit the pros, not watching any college. All right, last seg for today, and it's one I've been contemplating for a little bit. I'm putting a scenario to you boys. Okay, we've done some serious analysis. Now it's time for some fun and some, getting behind the scenes at the NFL for some operational and strategic decisions. Dos, it's got you written all over it. So then the scenario is this: Roger Goodell comes to you and says that the league, and he's kept it very quiet, but the league is in financial crisis. They just cannot sustain 32 teams any longer. Now, don't look too closely at the financial implications, Dos. I know you'll poke holes in this theory, as you did on the WhatsApp already, but it's just a bit of fun, all right?
With everything going in this direction
It's
at
just
a rate of knots.
Well,
No,
this is
I
why
like
it's such
it.
a secret. It's a surprise. Roger is putting on a facade for everyone, but they are in turmoil behind the scenes.
Looking to add teams.
Neat.
but,
He just keeps sticking him. I keep telling him, Roger, stop chasing your losses, mate. You got to know when to quit. And he has finally admitted it. They need to cut 8 teams, right? And they've come to us. We're the foremost experts in NFL strategy. He wants to go from 32 down to 24. It's a tough decision, and we're going to alienate a quarter of our fan base at least tonight. But hey, when Roger asks a question, you answer it. Very similar to Doss's trivia.
have you gone one from every division here?
I'm not going to reveal my strategy yet because it'll unfold itself as I go through it.
Because I didn't. But
Okay. Well, did you want? Who wants to go first? We need to cut 8 each.
I've got one to start with.
All right. Well, can I just? I just want to say the rules too, and I'm just revealing these now. If a team gets 3 votes, as in all 3 of us nominate that team independently of each other, the franchise is to be immediately disbanded, never to return. All right. They cease to exist. That's it. If they get 2 votes, 2 relegation votes, then they are demoted, Dos, to the UFL, the United Football League. And if they happen to make a bowl appearance at the UFL, they can work their way back into the league. But you came up with a catch. Their coach has to be who?
Oh, Deion Sanders.
They have to be coached by Deion Sanders upon their return. That's their additional
And he's
position.
signing a 5-year deal.
And if they only get 1 relegation vote between the 3 of us, then the listeners of this show have a chance to save their team and keep them in the NFL. They can come on in the coming weeks and make a case as to why we were wrong to try and relegate this team. All right, and that'll be a case they take up with just the individual who votes them out because it's only 1 vote. All right, so we'll get to that down the line. But Hawley, why don't you rattle off? You go through your 8. Go through your 8
All right.
relegation.
First one is one of the shit shows of the competition. 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks over the last 3 decades, and for 2 Super Bowls. Absolutely pathetic. Green Bay Packers, get rid of them. My next one,
I can't with you.
Ar-
Seriously.
Arizona. When I went there, I didn't like the heat in Phoenix. It was too hot. Get rid of them. New York Giants. If they didn't exist, then Brady would have more rings. Get rid of them. KC, because we hate them, obviously.
Come on.
New York Jets. Their fans,
Both New York teams.
their fans have suffered for too long. Just end it.
Alienated one of the biggest markets completely.
Tennessee Titans. Like, they kind of just exist, and I don't know why. Like, why? They feel like that random team that doesn't belong. Like, the Tennessee Titans. Like, who are they?
Yeah, what are you?
So we don't need
Nashville,
them.
country music, big
We don't need
market.
them.
Oh,
Goodbye.
Small market.
The Jags. Lawrence has had enough chances now. Like, just can the franchise.
Move it to London.
Yeah, get rid of it. What's that? That's 7, isn't
That's
it?
7. What's your
And
last
I'm
one?
getting rid of Pittsburgh. I'm a bit
Oh,
over. I'm a
That's
bit,
a very historical
yeah,
team.
I'm a bit over
Oh, hold
Mike
on.
Tomlin.
He got rid
now.
of Packers as well.
I was huge. I've been huge on Mike Tomlin, huge on him, coach of the year, but they can't deliver a playoff win. And I'm sick of it. They have all these winning seasons and I've talked them up because of it, but like go get a really good quarterback and then do something. You had Big Ben and since then you've just duffed around with crappy quarterbacks and it's boring.
So they're gone.
Yeah, because you're wasting George Pickens' talent. I want Lawrence, I want the Jags to trade Brian Thomas Jr. and Pittsburgh to trade George Pickens to the Pats and then get rid of the franchises.
Okay, all right. So you're 8 with the Jags, Titans, Packers, Cardinals, Giants, Chiefs, Jets, and Steelers.
That's woeful.
Well, come on, Dos. I mean, you're going to upset 8 people, 8 franchises
Yeah, I
now, so
will.
go for it.
Well, I've gone the Browns, number 1.
Okay. Quick reason.
Oh,
Do we need one?
do we need one?
Okay.
How many 40-odd quarterbacks since 1999?
They just like to give people an opportunity.
Since the franchise came back to Cleveland? Yeah. Jets second.
Oh, why the Jets?
Why?
Mm.
Because one of the most dysfunctional franchises and MetLife Stadium.
That's 2 votes for the Jets. Yep.
Sorry, trade went through. Doing it.
Oh,
I say I'm sending him a future third.
as well.
7 and 9, 207, 209, and a future third.
And now
Next
you're
year's
going to
third.
choose Judkins.
And I'll get Judkins.
There you go. Nice. Go for it.
All right, thanks, guys.
Well done. Dos, keep going.
I went the Titans as well.
Okay.
Small market.
Yep.
I went Jacksonville.
Yep.
AFC South's getting targeted. Indianapolis Colts. We're
Colts are gone too.
We're going in a full restructure. What have the Colts delivered since Manning's?
I thought about the Colts.
Mo Alley Cox.
I thought about the Colts, but I can see Richardson.
Andrew Luck. I'm such a shame.
Yeah, I can see them taking Arch Manning in a couple of years' time and resurrecting the Colts, and they're something again.
Could.
So I didn't want to get rid of him.
But he's not
because
there
of that.
now.
No,
So
you're right. Yeah, that's a good point. It's an exercise for
for the
now.
purpose of Kurt's little exercise here, we're doing it now. Chargers.
Chargers?
Yeah.
But your
just
boy
had him
Justin
as a top
Herbert
10
plays
pick.
for them.
Yeah. But I want the franchise to move back to San Diego.
Okay.
I want it out of LA.
Okay.
Nobody goes to the games.
I put him
LA.
in for the same reason. So, well done.
Yeah. Atlanta.
Yeah, why?
Falcons. Arthur Blank inducting himself into the Ring of Honor, his own Ring of Honor.
That's really irked you, hasn't it?
It has.
Is that your 8?
No, and 1, 2, 3. Oh, I think that is my 8.
You're on the clock.
Oh, no, I got Arizona as well. Yeah, Cardinals.
Okay. You got Cardinals too. All right.
Yeah, another small market out in the desert.
Okay. You had them too, Hawley. Okay, so you guys have doubled up on a couple there. So this is starting to take shape because I've also included a few of those. I included Jacksonville. I just said too many teams in Florida, and they're the newest and least successful team of that lot. I included the Browns. I did because it's happened before. They just disappeared overnight in 1996.
Yeah.
Became Baltimore.
Yeah, but they're exciting now.
No,
We always talk about
they
the
are
Browns. How
not-
exciting are
Well,
they?
look,
at the
They're
moment?
good for content. The
They're good for
Browns
content.
are fantastic for content.
Imagine everything goes wrong. All the quarterbacks suck, and then halfway through the season, Deshaun Watson's like, "Man, I'm fit. Like my Achilles feels good." Comes out,
Yeah, and
he,
pop.
and he goes like 7-0 to finish the season, and Deshaun's back.
Sean's bad.
if that
they
happens,
would
I'll
love
scrap
that
him from
because
the
then they
list.
could maybe trade him. So they would love that.
Yeah, good point.
New England, they've peaked. They'll never be as good as they were. And so why don't they bow out gracefully knowing that you were the best?
Did you
almost do that?
I considered putting
Did
him
ya?
in to get rid of it, and I thought I can't do it to my own team. But for the same reason, like,
Yeah.
you can't ever get better than what
No.
they've done. Like it's done now. Like
And their
once,
Super Bowl record to years played is so good.
so once Mahomes and the Chiefs are gone, once Mahomes is gone from the Chiefs, it's probably kind of like, well, get rid of the Chiefs as well.
Yep. I had the Chargers as well, Dos, only because I was targeting a 2-team city, and I thought
That was my
there's-
theory.
And there's no real rivalry between the two LA teams, and they were the latest.
No,
there.
there's no rivalry at all.
You know, and the Rams have won a couple of Super Bowls there, so I had to do the Chargers.
1-1 there.
Sorry,
1-1 Super Bowl there.
what's that?
The Rams. The other one was in St.
Oh,
Louis.
sorry, I meant one.
Played in
Sorry.
2,
Did I
though.
say 2? Yeah.
Minor technicality.
Sure. Point being, they've been more successful
They
than the
have.
Chargers in LA. So what's that? New England, Cleveland, the Chargers, Jacksonville. And then I realized at that point, Dos, to your question before, I had accidentally gotten rid of one from each AFC division. So was I going to do that in the NFC? I thought I would. But then I realized there was an obvious answer. What's the division that has had the
South.
poor... Yep. The NFC South has been an absolute disgrace.
One of this Cam Newton on screen. Look at that throw from Cam.
That's a great
I might
throw.
have to do another floating head thing with Cam Newton highlights.
Well, look, the Panthers unfortunately are gone, as are the Saints and the Falcons, and the Bucks have only hung on because they've won the last 3 divisional titles over there. But
Oh, come on. The Bucks are pretty exciting.
oh, they are. But my
Couple
point
of
is,
couple
Baker and
Super
the
Bowl
boys.
wins.
And they're committed to offense. They just drafted a wide receiver.
no. Sorry, when I say just hang on, I was saying whilst the rest of the division was punted, they survived. Although
Fire the cannons, Kurt.
they've
Come
won
on.
their divisions with 10-7, 9-8, and 8-9 records in the last 3 years. So they haven't exactly set it alight. But the Saints, Panthers, and Falcons are gone. And then I thought, where else do I go? I thought about the Cardinals, but it was the Titans because they're just the most boring franchise at the moment, or one of them. Their uniform sucks, and their logo is the worst logo in the league.
Thank you.
bring
Other
back.
than this, actually, the Steelers logo isn't great.
I'd love them to bring back the Houston Oilers.
Didn't they do that
That's it.
against Houston in a game a couple of years ago? And it caused an absolute...
I'd like them to
Stir.
bring it back.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry to all the fans who've insulted there, but we had to make the tough decision, and that is what it is.
And
Of
Kurt
course,
wanted to pick 8 teams instead of just maybe picking 3.
well, there's for a reason, because
4.
now it gives us a mega list, right? So podcast at outbackqb.com if you would like to complain or support us. Some people might be happy with it. If your team didn't get touched, tell us why we're legends. But there are 2 teams that are banished never to return because they got 3 votes. All of us voted out the Jacksonville Jaguars. All of us voted out the Titans. So they're gone. The teams that have got 2 votes each, and they are to be relegated to the UFL, and they can win their way back in if they make the bowl game there with Deion Sanders as their coach, is the Cleveland Browns. You didn't get rid of the Browns, did you? No, you didn't. You like them.
No.
So Browns got 2, the Chargers got 2, the Falcons, the Cardinals, and the Jets. And then there are a bunch of 1-vote teams.
So hold on. We worked this so Deion Sanders is now coaching his son in Cleveland
Well, when they get back.
when they get back.
Yep.
Oh,
Now, that's
exciting.
entertainment.
There you go.
And then the 1-vote teams, the Patriots, the Saints, the Panthers, the Packers, the Giants, the Chiefs, the Colts, and the Steelers. And if any of you fans out there listening have an issue with that and you want to justify to us why we are idiots for choosing your team, you can email us at podcast@outbackqb.com or DM us on Outback QB Podcast on Instagram.
How on earth do you pick the Packers over the Bears?
I told you. Shit ass franchise that won 2 Super Bowls.
And what have the
with-
Bears done in the last 40 years?
And how many
Since
Hall
the
of Fame
85 Bears, what have they done?
How many Hall of Fame quarterbacks have they had in that time? You had 2 of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, and you could manage 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah, that's
in
all
like
right.
30-something years.
How many of the Bears won in that period?
They didn't have the quarterback though.
Ugh.
That's what I'm saying. You're
have
that
the
you're
quarterback.
that much of a you're such a pathetic franchise that you had some of the best quarterback
Where are the
play
Packers
ever.
fans?
This is top tier rage bait.
Where are the Packers fans? You're a disgrace. That's a disgrace. He should be blackballed for a week. At least.
Bull Rush, Black Ball. It's getting very bally on this show, Doss.
What kind of rashes you got going on?
And we
there?
got the
Lot of ball
Raiders.
stuff.
We kept
Bull
the
Rush,
Raiders.
not Bull Rush. Bull Rush.
Did
not
anyone get rid of
Bull
the
Rush.
Raiders?
No.
No, I'm
Everyone kept the
amazed by
Raiders.
that. Well, I think it's because it's such a cultural icon.
And it's
I
in
couldn't-
Vegas. They just got to Vegas.
Bounce.
Move the
around
team
the
back
Twin
to. Actually, they should be in LA.
Oh no!
What?
It's joke of the week.
Dolphins as well haven't done anything.
Did you forget? Did you joke of the week?
Well, oh come on now. That's so bad.
You
by
deserve
you.
that.
That's
Here we go. Marsupials.
all right.
.com. Marsupialjokes.com.
Why did the strawberry cry? Found himself in a jam.
He's scrambled in the
Delivered!
He's scrambled
Thanks
and
for
he's-
coming!
And he's got a first down. Well
Still
done.
need to go to the toilet.
All right.
Oh man.
Well, that's the show for today. That was a good show. Different show, Doss. Happy with it?
Yeah, it was. Wow, you've taken out
Bit more fun.
third of our
wasn't it?
fan base, but yeah, well done.
They'll be back, mate. They'll
More
be back.
when you sum up all the other teams.
They're just filthy because the Packers suck.
That's kind of the point. If
How
ev-
How are the Dolphins not?
well, you had 8 choices,
What
mate.
have
You
the
said it was too
Dolphins
many
done
choices
since-
and you didn't wedge the Dolphins in. So
What have the Dolphins done since Shula? Nothing. Anyway,
I knew
all right.
this segment would piss him right off.
Yeah, I hated the segment when you put it in the damn run sheet.
And then when we got here an hour early and decided that we'd throw Green Bay out there as one of the teams to
Well,
get rid
you,
of.
Well,
you,
you
su-
did,
you
clearly.
suggested it, and
I did
I
straight
fully
away.
supported it.
Yeah, you jumped on the back.
All right, well,
Garbage idea.
that's the show. We'll be back next week. Look, there's always something happening, and you don't want to miss it on the YouTube. do you?
Wow. Schedule release.
Schedule release, Dos, coming up.
It will be after next week's episode, though.
See,
so
I wanted
be
to
a
have some
couple
fun
weeks
this week
time.
because the schedule release is coming up soon.
Well,
I'll
a
get
couple
serious
weeks.
again.
But yeah, strength of schedule. I got to email Mike, actually, just to
You got the day off for
make
it?
sure. Well, I don't have the day off, but I've
Week off.
got a week off. Strength of schedule analysis. Here we go, fellas.
All
Let's
right.
do it.
Spotify, Apple, give us a 5-star rating if you enjoy the show. And of course, if you haven't signed up to YouTube yet, we're going to keep beating this drum. Outback QB Podcast, YouTube. Hit subscribe, hit the bell, and you will not miss a thing. We'll see you all next week.
Bye, guys.